In today's episode of the VR Expert Podcast, I'm delighted to be joined by Alessandro Rivero Bottger and Lionel Graf. Alessandro is the channel executive for Wideum, while Lionel is sales director. In their time together, the two have been integral parts of Wideum's continued development and fast growth. Wideum, you might ask? Wideum is a remote service technology company innovating in applications for smartphones, tablets, and smart glasses. Their software allows users to execute difficult tasks and operation maintenance with remote assistance thanks to information sharing between field service operators and support departments. With that, welcome Alessandro and Lionel. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us. We're really excited for this.
Good morning, Mark. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you very much, guys. And as we do with all of our guests, how did both of you guys get into this technology or this sector?
I guess I could start. Lionel hired me. That's how I ended up here. But yeah, I had a background in technology, and I really, really liked what was going on in Wideum. That's why I joined and followed the hiring process. But I always had this little bug in the back of my head in order to get into this on-point technology, which is 4.0 and innovation in all these fields.
Okay. Lionel?
In my case, it's a bit different. Actually, I've been working for Wideum for more than 2 years now. When I arrived, I entered with the same position, entry position than Alessandro, business developer, then key account manager, then actual sales director. My background is a bit different because actually I come from the world of event production. I come from Switzerland, and in Geneva I was working in the event industry. Actually, I'm a lighting engineer, and a bit more than 2 years ago, I decided to leave this world, which is a quiet, demanding world, to focus on sales and new technology. And basically, I met Wideum, and let's say that we fell in love.
Okay. So we're now more than 2 years further. Alessandro, you've been working for a little bit less time than I imagine, correct?
Yeah, actually, I started 6 months ago, this Monday.
Oh,
that was
fantastic.
my 6-month anniversary.
And Lionel, are you happy with him so far?
Well, he's still with us, so I guess the yes, or maybe I'm too kind with him. I don't know still. No, actually, the truth is that now we are super happy with the team we have, and actually, if now Alessandro is the head of the channel department, let's say that there is a reason.
Yeah, now that Lionel has mentioned the team, we have a really international team. As Lionel said, he's Swiss. I'm Peruvian. We have Argentinian guy. We have French guy. We have Austrian girl. We have the team.
Italian one as well.
Yeah, the team is really multicultural, and it's
some Spanish people as well, as we are in Barcelona. So we try to remain with the local culture as well.
Yeah, but that's something we really value here as well.
Fantastic. So you talked about just how big the team is now and how diverse. How did Wideum and then Remote Eye, which is something that VR Expert is a reseller of, actually come into being?
Well, that's a good question, because there is really a story. I mean, our CTO and CEO didn't wake up one day saying, "Hey, we want to enter in this remote assistance industry game." The truth is that we belong to an industrial group, a Spanish industrial group based as well in Barcelona, who mainly fabricates robotized arms and diverse types of robots for supply chain. And they provide our technology all around the world. And back in the years 2015, more or less, some engineers of the group thought that, let's say, trying to develop a remote assistance software that would be able to work through smartphones and smart glasses would be really a plus for our clients, our direct customers, and even for the team in an internal way to better communicate when they go on the field. And that was something totally new at that moment. So they designed something internally that they called at that moment Remote Eye, and actually the name remained. And little by little, they understood the potential in this solution. So the group decided, as we have various brands, to basically create a new brand from scratch, a new company that they called Wideum. And this company, the company's goal would be basically to provide this technology to whatever company who would have the need or the wish to implement remote assistance as well. And basically, that's what we're still doing today, and that's where we come from.
Fantastic. How many years ago was this, if I may ask?
So basically, the project really started in 2015, and the company was born in 2017.
Yeah, we're actually celebrating 5-year anniversary this month as well.
Oh, what a perfect time.
And it's quite funny because we were born the same year than Realware.
Ah, funny that. Okay.
Just a bit, yeah, we are just a teeny bit older than them.
Yeah, back when the only options for hardware solutions, let's say glasses, was Epson and Vuzix.
That's amazing.
And then Realware came into the game, and we know the rest of the story.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how we came upon you guys. Then talking about this, so 2015 is quite a while ago. Technology's come about. Could you guys actually talk a bit more about the challenges and the creation and development of Remote Eye, as that was the first one?
Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, in 2015, Remote Eye was not at that time already the first remote assistant software on the market, but we were really the pioneers. We were in the first one of the first one doing that. Obviously, at the very beginning, I mean, like we are talking about 2-3 IT engineers from the group doing that, half on their job, half on their free time, because like these were three freaks trying to do something with that. And so it was quite slow at the beginning, and we were using that internally. Obviously, at that moment, neither Alessandro neither I, we were working for the company. So it started slow. Then when the company was created, it's when really we kicked off and started to do something a bit bigger and let's say more powerful. So let's say that the challenge was and is still time, because we are not that new on the market. I mean, we are more now than 5 years old. As Alessandro just said, it's our 5th anniversary. So we know what we are talking about. We are experts. We have obviously developed our software little by little, committing mistakes, fixing these mistakes, and trying to improve every time, thanks to the time we have spent on the market. But at the same time is our enemy, or let's say our challenge, because things go every time faster. There's always every time more competition on the market as well. And basically the turning point was maybe the pandemic, because nobody was able to predict that it was about to happen. And this was a complete game changer for us and for everybody, because unfortunately Remote Eye was already ready enough to be able to support our customers, either the existing ones or even the new ones. But it was clearly a game changer, because everybody came into the game at that moment saying, hey, we need something. We cannot travel anymore. We cannot leave our house. We need something. And then at that moment, time became our enemy, because we wanted to provide the best solution for our customers, and we needed to do it as fast as possible. Basically, let's say that, time is really the answer.
Interesting. So the last 2 years, then, you would say, since you joined, have basically been an extreme acceleration period. Would that be correct in saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. For the worst and for the best, because it was in a terrible period, and let's say fortunately we were there to be able to support our customers the best way we could.
The pandemic accelerated the digitalization of a lot of processes. One thing to say about this is that back in 2017, this was something that was an idea, and during the pandemic, it settled ground. So now it's the start of a lot of projects and a lot of people not moving from their houses that could spend more time on their end, on their families, on their places, being more comfortable and avoiding travel because of solutions like ours.
Interesting. Going further along with that, so Remote Eye has got one of the most broad package solutions, just Remote Eye for the moment. So you have multi-translation features, on-premise, all the encryption. How fast and how difficult was it to get all of those integrated in these last 2 years?
Let's say as well that, as we say, the growth from 2020 was significant, and the use of remote assistance tools and, let's say, video calls tools really increased. Okay, there was a boom. And then suddenly people started to really have interest into all these things. I don't mean that it was not the case before, but there was a significant increasement, and people started to become a bit more, how do you say that? Not intransigent, but exigent. They wanted more. They wanted to be able to do more things, to go deeper into details regarding the features, to have things easier, directly at your hand. So basically, that was a challenge for us as well, to make something easy, clear, and ready in as less time as possible.
I think that's a very good answer. So for the listeners who aren't fully up to date on Remote Eye, we'll go into the rest of the the Wideum software solution shortly. For Remote Eye specifically, what differentiates it from the other remote assistance solutions on the market?
So this is going to be a tricky answer, a weird answer, because we like our competition. We realize that it helps the category. We learn from them and they learn from us. But what are the key points or the differentiators? We aim for simplicity, to connect or to be able to connect A to B in the most easiest way possible, and also to provide the person on site and the expert on the other end the best tools in order to do so. If I could list a few, it's flat rates for licenses, the possibility to call as many times and as many minutes as you like. Everything's recorded, so that aims and that helps a lot for traceability. And we have an aim as well for floating licenses, so you can have a lot of devices going on as well. One of our approaches as well is that the field operator on site has too many things on their end. So the less interaction with the hardware, it's easier for them. So they have too much on their end, so the expert takes control of the whole situation and guides the person on site for everything. The last thing I can think about this is that our guesting system and our multi-call, you're able to connect up to 25 people in temporary experts as well without a credentials to hop in the call and provide assistance to the person on site. And yeah.
I mean, it's a solution that most of our clients use, and it's constantly improving, which is one of the best parts about it. And what most clients don't know about Wideum is that besides Remote Eye, you guys also have multiple other solutions. Could you guys also elaborate a bit more on those solutions?
Yeah, under the Wideum umbrella, you have Remote Eye, which is our solution that everybody knows and everybody loves, which is, let's say, glasses or hardware, because device, in the end, you can be provided assistance through phones as well, through OTGs, through iPads, iOS, or Android. And on the other side, we'll have an expert just logs in a browser. What I mean with that, it doesn't need to be a computer, because you can also provide assistance through a phone. It's not ideal though, but you can do so. Twin Eye, it's the word we like to highlight here, it's Excel. So you have glasses to glasses, phone to glasses, glasses to phone, different brands. The idea right here is to better ongoing processes. So you'll have one guy that knows what to do. And on the other end, you have somebody that is going to be receive training. And this way you can also better ongoing processes. And last but not least, we're really excited for this because it's brand new as well. We just launched our Process Eye, which is the third software on our umbrella. And this is a workflow, and it's not the first, and it's not going to be the last in the market, but it's the only one with machine learning or AI.
Ah, very interesting. And do you get these soft solutions in one umbrella, or do you have to buy them apart at the moment?
Good question. So first, for let's say, for the ones who know a bit how all this works, it's not one single. It's not one single app. It's not one single software. When we say Remote Eye, Twin Eye, and Process Eye, these are three different solutions that you have to install separately. Commercially speaking, we offer both. You have the possibility to buy it one by one, so Remote Eye single, or Twin Eye or Process Eye, or we offer also, since now we have Process Eye, the Wideum suite. And in the Wideum suite, basically you have the free software that we have developed, and we are even developing some interconnection between them. For instance, if you are following a process created under Process Eye, basically there is a technician on the field following a process, and that he gets lost because he doesn't understand the question or something is going on or whatever, there is a Remote Eye button, and he can directly switch from Process Eye to Remote Eye and make directly a call to a dedicated expert that will be able to help him completing the task he's doing with process I. Okay, so basically process I is it's a step-by-step workflow. You're not connecting to anybody. You develop your process and then you just follow the instructions. But sometimes it fails because the situation doesn't match with how the process has been developed. So we are trying to create connections like this as well.
That's fantastic. Coming along with them, so we have all three of the software suite then. Can you tell us a bit more, so for clients and listeners, about companies that are using each of these and how they're actually getting return on investment on them?
Yeah, so return of investment, or the aim of the company on why remote assistant solutions appear, or mainly ours, relates in three pillars. So the first one and the most important one will be reduced downtime. Downtime machinery is expensive. Sending somebody to the other side of the world to fix a machine takes time. Rather than the expensiveness of the trip, it's the time that it's lost in production. Then the second one will be the monetization of after sales, which is really important to some of our customers. I will list a few later. But the third one will be avoid necessary travels. And those are the three pillars. In return of investment, in some numbers, some rough numbers, let's say, 50% time is saved in troubleshooting and 80% problems solved at the first time and in the distance. So it avoids misdiagnosis.
That's fantastic.
There's three types of company users. You have the companies that use it for their own after sales, in which they're able to monetize their after sales. So they're able to add value to their existing services, such as Siemens, Comexi, Marel. There's a few companies that add value by offering remote eye. They add a device or a license to their own machines, so they're able to provide assistance from far away. There's also companies that use it internally. So like Amazon in the US, that have 20 devices that connects fulfillment facilities in the US, and they're able to facilitate and excel their production services inside and internally. And in the end, you have the technical deployment that empowers the technician that is on site in order to not make mistakes. Let's say, for example, NG, ThyssenKrupp, and it helps them, empower them, and be able to make different solutions instead of going back without an answer.
That's fantastic. I mean, the names that you threw out there, some very big names, and you see they're all using them for very different purposes. Like you said, they're adding to the support layer, which is something that every company needs. They need to provide the best support, otherwise clients won't return. So is Wideum, actually the enabler for all these companies, these end users, to improve their businesses? Is that what you see the company becoming?
Yeah, that's what we aim for. The idea to be a partner of them in order for them to be able to provide their own customers. Whenever I get this question, like, are you offering remote assistance? Yes, but we don't sell it. We're more of a partner to our customers, in which they're able to add value to their own processes as well.
Plus, there is something here, because we speak a lot about the technology itself. Okay, remote assistance, workflow, software, smart glasses, hardware. You might say I'm a bit of a dreamer, and you would be right. But I like to have a more global vision about all these. Basically, what do we do? Okay, we provide this technology, this hardware, this software. We make these features. Okay, that's really fine. These are facts. But what do we allow people to do? It's mainly about communication, and in this case, 4.0 communication. Personally, I really love people. When I was working in the event industry, this was really something that was attached to, like, okay, how we make people dream, how we improve people's life, how we make them believe in something that is great. In this case, this is really something I discovered when I entered Wideum, because I entered Wideum just before the beginning of the pandemic. We saw people completely lost. They were stuck at home. They were not even able to go to work. All the journeys and travels were canceled. And suddenly they didn't know what to do. And we were able at that moment to offer them a way to communicate efficiently as if they were there, maybe 10,000 kilometers away from their home, without moving. And this was a game changer for me, because we really believe in people. So one of the first thing I think about it when we talk about remote assistance is make people able to connect in an efficient way. They might not have the same culture, not the same language, not live in the same country. They don't have the same skills and the same knowledge, but they are facing the same situation, the same problem, and they will help each other to resolve this problem thanks to the tools we provide to them. And it doesn't matter if it's internal or external, a provider and the customer, or just two people in the same company. Because in the end, the issue and the aim is the same. And this is really what I love with what we create and with the company. Because basically we are like this at Wideum. We really believe in people, and we believe in their capability of doing good, basically. And fun fact, by the way, as I'm thinking about this right now, we are almost a 50-50 company in terms of men and women. We have here in the company, and we are purely an IT company, 43% of women. Because again, we believe in people, and we think that it's something for everyone.
I think that's one of the best answers I ever got about what the company wants to be and about culture. And really, the next guests are going to have a hard time catching that one, I think, Lionel.
Yeah, well, sorry, like I told you, you might say I'm a bit of a dreamer, but like, yeah, this is really the true love I have for what we do. If I didn't have it, though, I would do something else, actually.
I think that's how everyone should think, personally. So with that in mind, we're looking at Wideum in the future. So you have this incredible company culture, the vision. So what are then in the next 5 years going to be the main areas of development? So is there going to be a new software added, new solutions? Can you give us any more information? You've just launched Process-I. What will be next?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, like a bit connected with the answer I just gave you, we think that connection with people is something really important. So we try to be, we are already global, but we try to be every time more global. And this is thanks to our partners. I mean, like we couldn't be as close to the end user of Remote Eye, Twin Eye, or Process-I if we didn't have partners like you guys, like the experts. It's thanks to you, for instance, in Netherlands and in countries around, then people can really enjoy the true help, the true vision of Remote Eye and the other software, because you provide it, because you're close to the end customer. So this is what we are trying to do, and we truly believe in that. In terms of features and, let's say, development, obviously the company is growing every time more, the IT team as well, and we are going every time faster with the deployments, which still it's not easy, because every time we had a new feature in one of the software, it's not just adding a feature, it's adding a feature and make sure it works with these classes in Android, in iOS. So every time we change one slight thing, it's like moving a mountain, you know. So obviously things take a bit of time. But globally speaking, we want Remote Eye. We discovered basically with the COVID that people want to have a tool that is close to a video conference call. So Remote Eye is every time more looking like a video conference call. So it's designed to make remote assistance, but we are thinking now, for instance, about the fact to add the possibility to plan a call and to put it in a calendar, okay, which is normally not something you really need to do in remote assistance. But now, in soon during 2022, it will be able to be made. For instance, okay, Process-I. I mean, one of the great things of Process-I is the easiness of the platform, because when you develop a step-by-step workflow, basically what is difficult is not the layout of the reproduction of the process. It's not when you like read the process and say, okay, yes, no, next, you answer the question that are asked. It's how you design the process, basically. And we really made an effort to make it simple. So we will remain in the future with this simplicity. Like if we can save one click, we save one click. And basically, as Alessandro said, the AI into Process-I is something we really want to develop with object and images recognition and some other features. That's really where we want to go.
Perfect. Then you did mention all of the glasses. So you have to, every time you add a new feature, you don't just have to add it to the software, you have to check it on this headset, this device, this tablet, this iOS, this Android. What headsets are available and what are coming up? if when I look in the news, there's new AR headsets and smart glasses popping up here, there, and everywhere. Could you give us a bit more insight on what's coming up in terms of devices for you guys?
Yeah, so we like to say that we are agnostic in, let's say, device-wise, because we really like Iris Stick, we really like Vuzix, we really like RealWear. There's a few things that are coming up in the next years in which you have AR and you have VR. Now there are a lot of hardware that is coming out that's VR, and a lot of people are thinking that that's what they need for their solution. There are things that are a little bit more immersive than other things. You need, for these types of solutions and these types of assistance or remote assistance, something more AR rather than VR, because you need to know your surroundings. And you are working in places which are really hazardous, and you need to be able to be present as well. So we are really excited for upcoming products like the Blade for Vuzix. We have something cooking in Iris Stick as well, which is really good. And also the Navigator 500, it's a really good hardware as well.
Just to mention that we have also our limitations, because there are some things that we would like to develop. Though, for instance, one of the things we are about to add, one feature is the live annotations. But the problem is that live annotation is something that you can, at the moment, only add in tablets and smartphones, okay? Because at the moment, the hardware is not powerful enough. When I say the hardware, I'm referring to headsets and smart glasses are not powerful enough to support efficiently this feature. So obviously, we have a lot of ideas. Actually, without adding anything to the list, we could keep working like this with all our ideas for 2 years without stopping, and still we would have new ones coming up during the way for sure. But the problem is that we have some limitations as well regarding, for instance, the type of network. I mean, we don't have everywhere the connectivity, the 5G connectivity that we would need to launch new features. The smart glasses themselves also need to improve. So we do the best we can with what we have, and we are also waiting for some new things to come up on the market and technically speaking to be able to go on.
I think that's a very, very fair answer. Regarding that connectivity issue, was Remote Eye, to start off with, able to adapt easily to these different network connections?
Yeah, we know that our customers or the users are in places that usually tend to be far away, or not. The factories and mines are not well known for their fast Wi-Fi. That's why in Wideum, we developed the low bandwidth mode, which aims to make or to maintain the communication as seamless as possible. Without losing resolution, you're losing frames per second. Even though the communication may take a little bit more, it's still 100% workable. And that's something that our customers really value, because they're in mines, windmills, factories, and they really appreciate these features.
Or at worst, if really there's no internet connection because you're underground or whatever, you still have the offline mode. And then in this case, you work offline. So you're not making a call, you can just record pictures and videos. And then once you're back in a place where you have connectivity, you can just send to the experts, the remote experts library, all the files, videos, and pictures that you've taken.
Well, I would just like to say, guys, I think it's been an incredible half an hour. I really enjoyed your answers, learning more about Wideum, a bit more about the history, how it came to be, what the goals are, the company culture. I really do think it's one of the best partners we have at VR Experts, and I think the software and where you guys are going is incredible. And I'd just like to say thank you for taking the time. For all of the people who are listening and would like to know more about Wideum, where can they find you guys and where can they find Wideum?
They can find you at your website. We're really happy to be working with you. Really value our relationship. So that's the way to go. That's the best hand they can land.
Absolutely. And if they're like, yes, we want to see the beach and have a little beer. Well, we are in Barcelona. Actually, I think like you brought with you today in this interview the weather from Netherlands, because curiously it's raining as hell today and it's cold, which is absolutely uncommon for this period of the year. But normally is sunny, clear blue sky, 25 degrees, and basically the beer ready for those of you who would like to have one with us.
Perfect. Well, I'll be in Barcelona in the summer, so I might have to take you up on that. So yeah. I'm going to hold you guys to that word. But thank you so much for your time, guys, and I really appreciate it. And for all of our listeners, thank you as well. and we'll see you all next time.
Thanks to you, Mark. Bye-bye.